These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Descendants of Adam, because everybody is not descendants from Adam, okay? Everybody is not descendants of Adam, and everybody is not Hebrew Israelites.
The earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, The end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth.
About Noah and his flood, but this is not just a story. This is an epic account. This is a historical event, and we see evidence of it, of course, all around the world. We see it in the lowest valley. We see it on the highest mountain, you know. The Bible here, it tells us that, of course, when the floods come, that there were 15 cubits worth of water above the tallest mountain, which, you know, a cubit is about 18 inches, right? That's the measurement. So imagine that, right? 15 cubits above the tallest mountain on the world. God flooded the entire world. He destroyed everything on the world. And of course, the scientists today, they don't believe that. They're willingly ignorant that there was a global flood, even though there's facts about it. There's evidence everywhere you look. This was something that God did because of how evil and cruel and violent the earth had become. God kind of hit the reset button. And of course, we know in the end there was that promise. He put the rainbow in the sky. He promised he would never destroy the earth by water again. And you know, people don't want to believe that. And they also don't want to believe that God will one day come back and judge this earth. And of course, he will judge it with fire one day. That is coming. And I want to talk this morning, or this afternoon rather, about Noah and his flood, but also the coming judgment of God that's coming by fire. And there's some parallels from this historical event and the future events. So we're going to see some similarities between what is to come and what has already happened.
God, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth.
Okay, now I say everybody, I'm talking about everybody in the world, everybody inhabiting this earth are not descendant from Adam and are Hebrew Israelites, aka mankind. Okay?
All right, so this next thing says depictions of giants, Middle East wild man, or Neanderthal. Huh. How about all three? All three rolled into one. All right. Let's see what this says. It says myths in Europe and the Middle East contain giants, either as the ancestors of humans or as dangerous adversaries who exist in the wild and who often attacked humans. Huh. Okay. We assume that the giant refers to a very tall creature, but giants are described by the Greeks as having great strength and are not until later depicted in art as being tall, but of human size. Okay, so we already know that there was 3 races of giants, so that's not exclusive to them being extremely tall. You know, they could be regular sized people. I mean, when we talk about the Horites, they are not necessarily described as being giants. So they were, and then like I said, I believe that they come directly from the Aleoid or the Elioid. Okay, so that was the 3rd race, or the 3rd generation of giants that was born from the fallen. And so it would make sense that as the Nephilim begin to multiply, they got smaller and smaller and smaller. But let's keep going. Could these giants have been small surviving groups of Neanderthals or HN/HS hybrids driven to the edge of extinction by Homo sapiens? Estimates of Neanderthal extinction have been pushed forward to within 30,000 years ago and possibly 20,000 years ago. We know that that's baloney. The earth does not know 30,000, 20,000 years old. That's foolishness. Okay. A time frame that is not outside the possibility of being remembered as a significant chapter in human history, with Neanderthals included as important beings in core human myths. Over arguments over who was Neanderthal focus on trivial physical characteristics, but our true question concerning this creature's humanity. Our arrogance is challenged by our definition of who counts in evolutional history. There is no evolution. Anyway, the Most High, Yahuwah, created everything. I mean, except, of course, the Nephilim. If it is only one species that matters, us obviously, then we must reject Neanderthal along with the millions of species that have already rejected as inferior novelties on the road to ourselves. The Middle East was a Neanderthal-rich environment. Lines carved into Humbaba mask could indicate scarification. But around the mouth, these lines often compose a full mustache. Other lines follow facial contours and may also depict hair, and a very hairy wild man with a large mouth and prominent teeth emerges. The flat winding versions below have been claimed to be intestines. Intestines. Very, very interesting. I mean, they were cannibals. All right, let's keep on going, y'all. Just keep on going. Keep on trucking. All right. Who has the most body hair? Drum roll, please. Whites are the hairiest, with Mediterranean, Southern Europe, and Shemitic people. Now, when it says Shemitic people, I'm assuming they're talking about the Arab people, who obviously do have more Shemitic blood in them than the Ish people, right? Because the Ish people came straight from the Caucasus Mountains of Khazaria, right? So they wouldn't be Shemitic, the black people. And the Arabs that we see, or the Palestinians we see now, already know that the original Arabs were also dark-skinned, swarthy black people. And the Arabs that we see, or the Palestinians we see now, are literally just Turkic Mongols, who, when the Ottoman Empire ran into the so-called Palestine, Middle East, they mixed and colonized the indigenous dark-skinned Palestinian Arabs that were there, and as a result of that, you get the Palestinians you see today. So it says, tending to be hairier than the Scandinavians and Anglo-Saxons, Africans are in the middle. The least hairy people are Asians and American Indians. So it says, we saw above how the reasons for differences in body hair are not totally clear. For instance, Caucasian people are hairier than the Japanese, even though testosterone levels are the same. The difference seems to be in how sensitive the hair follicles are to those testosterone levels. It makes sense for Africans originally from a warmer climate to need less body hair than those from the frigid European areas. Yeah, that says a lot. All right, let's keep on moving. Okay. Exploring the enigmatic Roman deity Fauna, a tale of fertility and power. There we go again with the paganism. And this is how you know Easter is pagan, because I told you that Ishtar is the deity of fertility, and you can see the rabbits. Okay, this is where Easter comes from. Semiramis, Isis, Venus, all of these deities are pagan, and they all represent fertility. Okay, so keep that in mind. But just remember this this video when people are telling you Happy Easter. Just remember they're telling you Happy Ishtar Day, essentially. Well, that's why we don't do paganism. We keep the biblical feast days of the Most High. Yo, can't wait till Pesach or Passover is coming up. Get ready for it, spring. All right, let's go. It says, Fauna, the Roman deity associated with fertility and wildlife, holds a significant place in ancient Rome. That's why Christianity teaches you to celebrate Easter. Yeah. Religion and mythology believed to be either the wife, sister, or daughter of the renowned deity Faunus. Faunus' origins lie in Latium, the land of the Latins. Now, what's interesting is, I'm going to show you guys in a second. I don't want to give it away just yet. Her intriguing connection to the deity Faunus provides insight into her attributes and personality, often compared to the mischievous fauns. Fauna embodies the untamed spirits of the field and the forest. Additionally, she is closely associated with Bona Dea, the Roman deity of fertility, healing, and women. Together, they form a captivating narrative of power and reverence in Roman culture. There's something I'm looking for here. I'm going to try to see if I can find it. If I can, I'm going to just move on, because there's something we're going to get to in the next section of this video that I think is very, very, very important when it comes to this bloodline that is connected to the fallen. Let's see. Can I find it? I don't see it, bro. There you go again. More rabbits. Now you guys can kind of understand where this all comes from and what paganism really is. You know, so if you learn anything from this video, stop following Christianity and the Roman Catholic Church because they got you embracing deities like this. Okay? Pull this thing up. I saw the video recently and I was like, wow, this is very, very interesting. Like, look at this girl right here. Let me show you this video. Look at this. This is insane. Like, what? Hold on. Let's play the video. Wow. What the heck? Wow. I mean, there's literally videos of this woman jumping over fences like a dog. But look at this, y'all. Do y'all see what I'm seeing? She's literally over here running with the dogs. And it said that the wild men would literally run and frolic with other animals. And we saw some of the depictions of them crawling on all fours like animals. I'm going to show you another book that depicts them in this way. Look at this. This is literally insane. Wow. Wow. Oh my, oh my, oh my. This is crazy. All right, now there's another video I want to show you guys where there's like a tribe of people in Europe that crawl on all fours. Let me see if I can find it. That's actually what I was, here it is. This is what I was looking for. It says family that walks on all fours baffles scientists they shouldn't exist. Look at this, y'all. These are Europeans we're talking about. Look at this. Are you starting to see what I'm showing you guys? Hold on, let me make this a little bit bigger here. With evolutionary psychologists, these people walk on all fours, y'all. This is not made up. You can clearly see this is a real video. 6 of the 18 children were found to have been able to walk on all fours on the palm of their hands. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. This is crazy, y'all. Wow. Huh. Boy, oh boy. All right. Well, we saw that. Now there's one more thing that I want to show you guys. We're going to look at this book here that I have, okay? This book is called The Wild Men, Medieval Myth and Symbolism. And this is by Timothy Husband with the assistance of Gloria Gilmore House, okay? And this is from the Metropolitan Museum of Art of New York. All right, so we're gonna just kind of skim through some of these pictures. We're not gonna read everything. I'll read the introduction just so we can kind of have an idea of what we're dealing with here. And we'll look at some of the images depicted in here, and you're gonna see some of these wild men. Here's one of the depictions right here. You can see the hairy body. You know, this is obviously an artist depiction of the wild man. We've got another one here. Now this is depicting the wild man on all fours, just like we looked at in those 2 videos. You had the girl that was running around like an animal, and then you had the family of people that were literally all walking on all fours, which is very, very interesting. You can see the hairy body and you can see the hands are exposed. And when you really look at this, this looks like what you would call a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch. But the only difference is they're not walking upright, but they're walking on all fours. Very, very interesting. There's a reason why this folklore, or this so-called, what they call folklore, or what they call a myth, is only prevalent in Europe. But yet they're doing whole rituals. You know, it's very, very interesting. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next chapter of this study, which will be the final chapter. And we will wrap this up by talking about the Basque people and the bloodline, the actual bloodline of the fallen. So let's go ahead and let's jump in and let's get into it.
I'm really overwhelmed with the decision of whether or not I should take the Rogam shot. I'm Rh negative, and my partner has a blood donation appointment tomorrow to find out his blood type. And I'm 27 weeks pregnant and just moved, and apparently like there's some rule or something where a lot of people or doctors don't like taking pregnant women after 23, 24 weeks, so it's like harder to find an OB. So if I do want to take the shot, like, there's a rush on it. I don't know, I'm just reading stories of women who were sensitized and then had sick babies. They had to get blood transfusions. My grandma had multiple losses and almost lost my uncle, and he had to get blood transfusions, and it's just a really hard decision because there's also risks with taking the RhoGAM shot. Like, there's risks with everything. And I'm just really overwhelmed because it's like, I was reading that there's some women who got the RhoGAM shot and they still were sensitized, so it's not even 100% preventative. I think more than anything, I'm scared of being sensitized in general. There's women who were silently sensitized, who gave birth non-traumatically. It was a vaginal delay, cord cutting, everything. And they were still sensitized, like they don't know how. I'm just a mess right now. If you are Rh negative and your partner is positive, can you tell me your story? And if you have been sensitized and had a pregnancy through sensitization, can you tell me your story? Because I'm trying to weigh my options right now, and it's not an easy decision. It's not.
Okay, this one's for all my woke buddies, my people that actually, look into the Bible and research stuff. I have a question, okay? So, our blood, our DNA. I don't know if you guys have heard about something called Rh negative. Well, every human being has a rhesus factor in their blood, or they don't. And if you don't, you're considered Rh negative. I am one of those people. A lot of your celebrities, politicians, famous, rich people also have Rh negative blood. So here's my question. The Bible talks about the fallen angels coming down and having sex with women, human women, and they created a being of creatures called Nephilim, right? Well, the thing about Rh negative blood is that I've had 3 children, natural, okay? And with Rh negative blood, you have to get 2 shots during your pregnancy. One during the 4th month, and the other one right after you give birth. And it's a shot called RhoGAM, okay? And they give you this shot because if you're Rh negative blood and your baby has positive blood, your body will literally kill your infant child in your womb. Now, I've thought about this for years. My daughter is now 16 years old, okay? So, years. And I've just wondered, like, why would God create a human being that has a blood type that would kill his creation, right? And the only logical conclusion I've come to is that it's not of him. It's not his blood type. It's not natural. It's not natural. Doesn't seem natural. So my question, y'all guys out there that, you've looked into the same materials and the same matters, and I mean, they even talk about Rh negative blood on Ancient Aliens, right? Now, I don't believe I'm an Ancient Alien, but I'm saying, what if the Rh negative factor is a product of the Nephilim? Just wondering. So please leave your answers or your advice or your opinions in the comments, because this is a topic that really interests me, and I don't think it gets enough attention. It's weird. Let me know.
They're not all mankind. If you go back and look at the story of creation, there were other species who were created or made before Adam was created or formed, okay? Yet the Most High only breathed into our forefather Adam's nostrils, okay, the breath of life. And the Most High did not breathe that breath of life into those others who were created before Adam. Those others who are also inhabitants of the earth, they inhabit the earth, but they are not a people, and they are not mankind, and they are not man. Okay? They're not man. They are different species. Okay? They are cattle. They are beasts. They are animals. Okay? Even though they have 2 arms, they have 2 legs, they have a head, they have 2 eyes, they have 2 ears, and a nose and a mouth, they are not the children of the Most High, our God, the God of Israel. They are not the children of God. They are not the chosen. And they are not man or mankind. They are heathens. They are Gentiles. They are the nations or something like that.
Absolutely blew my mind when I found out about this, because there are so many Bible conspiracies that are 100% bogus. But there is this one theory, which I'm not gonna lie, sounds completely absurd until you actually read what it says. Now, I'm talking about the pre-Adam humans which God created one day before Adam and Eve. Okay, so in Genesis 1:26, we hear that God says, "Let us make mankind in our own image, in our likeness. Male and female, he created them. Then God blessed them and said to them, 'Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it.' And it was so." And it was so. See, in days 5, when God creates the world, when God commanded something into existence, that thing would just burst forth, and it was so. Now on day 6, it tells us that God created man and women in his own image. Male and female, he created them, and he gave them the whole world to subdue. But the very next day, in the very next chapter, on day 7, God then places a man in the Garden of Eden, and his wife would be taken from his rib. Genesis 2:15, "Then the Lord God took the man and put them in the Garden of Eden. You are free to eat from every tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of knowledge." After reading Genesis, it seems like there were humans populating the earth before Adam and Eve, and then God made Adam and Eve, which is pretty much alone. But before we know it, Cain goes on to build entire cities, but the Bible never really clarifies with who. So now the question is, who did Cain take as a wife?
We basket no empty. Enough time them try fi tempt me. Must it true me a lead by far and them see. Them team up and I try stop me time from me make me empty. But a one man me fear of the father. Me a boy believe in a prayer. Me still no food no water. Jah love me never yet shatter. Me a thought this for real and the pain me a feel them a kill with sons and daughters. Yeah.
But they are not Hebrew Israelites, descendants of Adam. But we are the Hebrew Israelites, and we are man, aka mankind. All of the other nations can't truthfully say any of that.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. We're being sold unto our enemies, but no man shall buy us. Why? Because beast is buying us. If we're being sold to our enemies, that means someone bought us. But it wasn't mankind. It was beasts, the Gentile nations.
Because we have had the breath of life breathed into us from the Most High, our God.